Oh, hello. I was muted. God damn it. Every time. Every single time. Well, I wasn't really saying anything important though. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Let me know where you guys are from. I want to know where you're from. I want to know what time it is over at your place as well. I want to know because I'm trying to figure out what's the best ways of when should I go live. You know, when are my viewers most active, and when can you? What's the biggest chance that, or when can you join basically these live streams with me? And I have some major announcement that I'm going to tell you all about a bit later in the live stream. Okay, so no positions open. I got no positions open. I have a completely fresh approach here to the market this morning, and I want to look at what is the market doing here. Okay, so we have on Euro USD now. What I want to do first is I kind of want to go back to the idea. You know, we covered, and by the way, guys, let's push the likes up. Would highly appreciate it if you can click that like when you're watching the live stream here. Small gesture from you, but you wouldn't believe how helpful it is to grow the channel. Okay, so we are right now the idea that I had between the positive correlation between the dollar currency index and the S&P 500, basically showing that there's a positive correlation between these two. You know, it's not obviously we had a big push to the downside on risk, and if you go to the VIX as well, should be a push up on the VIX. Yeah, you see right here on the VIX, we are seeing a push higher. So there is perhaps some uncertainty or fear coming into the market here. I want to go to the S&P 500 index here. We are seeing that push to the downside. We did see a beautiful retest of this area right here on the S&P 500. I think on the daily basis, this probably looks like a really good retest. Yeah, I mean, looking at the technicals here, we are most likely going to see the S&P 500 bounce here. You can see here it's just a beautiful trend, and I believe that the RLZ Slingshot indicator used covers this trend very nicely. And by the way, guys, if you are interested in getting access to the RLZ Slingshot indicator, I do have right now the promotion going on where you can get a 50% discount on all the 3 different price tiers, which means that you can get a 50% discount on the monthly deal, and then you can get 50% discount on the 3-month deal, which already has a 30% discount. And then on the yearly deal, the yearly deal is 50% discounted compared to the monthly deal. And with this code, you will get 50% discount on top of that discount already. And this is a promotion that I'm going to be running this week and the week throughout Black Week. And I do have a event coming up, so I'm gonna give you the link to that. All you have to do is go to rlztrading.com, right? So all you have to do is go to rlztrading.com. Okay, it is 1:40 p.m. here in India, and I know I do have a lot of Indian fans, and I do have a lot of people follow me from India, so maybe this is a pretty good time to go live, actually. So all you have to do is you go to the RLZ Trading website, rlz.com. Let me do some, and then you can sign up to a trading boot camp. It's called a technical trading workshop. So it's going to be throughout the Black Week, Monday to Friday. I'm going to go live every day, and it's going to be a private sort of live stream where I will cover on Monday. I will have a video out on this explaining everything, but on Monday I will cover the basics of my technical analysis. Now, when I say the basics of technical analysis, I don't mean the basis of technical analysis overall. This is not going to be your average technical analysis course. This will be a deep dive into my way of doing technical analysis. So the tools that I use, how I use them, and how I approach technical analysis. So I will break down my unique approach to technical analysis on Monday. And then on Tuesday, I will do a complete breakdown of my system called the RLZ method. That's on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, I will be revealing my new trading system that has not been revealed in a detailed manner before. This is going to be the very first time that you see the new system called the RLZ reversal. That's on Tuesday. On Wednesday, what am I going to talk about on Wednesday? Did I honestly forget what I had planned on Wednesday? Really? Wow, that's embarrassing. But we're going to talk about trading psychology, right? So on Wednesday, we're going to talk about trading psychology. And then on Thursday, we're going to talk about how we are going to put all of this together, right? So trading psychology with the technical analysis and the different systems. And then on Friday, we'll do giveaways. I'll announce my new private mentoring program, and I'm going to be having a deal for you guys on that Black Friday where you're able to get into the private mentoring program at a very affordable deal where you get personal guidance. We'll have weekly group session calls on Zoom. I'm able to break down your setups, help you with details of your trading, go through your trading journal, all of that, right? And it's going to be limited spots, and it's going to be a very affordable deal on the Black Friday. So make sure that you sign up on that website. And I know that for the comment right here, I know that there's no confirmation when you sign up. That landing page, we are working on a new landing page as we speak. So I know that there's no confirmation when you sign up, but we are working on getting that fixed as we speak. Let me just go in here and change something. What happens if I have this one? Okay, let's do that. That's right. You want to go to rsltrading.com and sign up, and you'll be able to join the event for free. It's going to be a really, really cool event, and I do think that if you go through that event and do everything that you should do in that event, you should have a really solid foundation for using my approach to technical analysis as a foundation for you to develop something on your own. All right, so let's look at the S&P 500. I think we're in for a bounce here on the S&P 500. If we add the fibs here, you'll see that we're currently probably hitting the 50% fib right here. Yes, we hit that 50% fib perfectly right there. Look at that, very, very nice hit of the 50% fib on the S&P 500. I think we are in for a bounce here on the S&P 500, which means that we should see that on the dollar currency index here with the correlation chart that we have here between the S&P 500 and the dollar currency index, we should probably see a move to the upside here on risk, and that correlation to hold true. What I want to do is I want to put them side by side here, right? I guess not side by side, but underneath each other, because I want to compare 2016 to what we have right now. So let's add the dollar currency index here again. We're going to go to line, and then we will add the S&P 500 there again. Can I copy that one? Yes, I can. Put it right here. And I'm going to put it, go here. I'm going to click. Where am I going to click? I'm going to click to move pane up. And then where can I move scale to left? Okay, let's remove that one. What I have to do is Let's remove that. What we need to do is we need to click that lower window. We need to go up here and click the add symbol. And then we click S&P 500 and we click this one, new price scale. And there it comes up right there. So here we have the same chart. Okay, the same chart, right? As you can see. And now what I want to do is I want to go back to 2016 on the lower one. Remember that's what my overall idea is based on. I'm trading the correlation that happened in 2016, and I'm hoping that it's going to repeat. And you know, that's what technical analysis is all about. Technical analysis is about finding patterns that hopefully will repeat itself over time, and that's what we do as technical analysts. Going to copy that one. We're going to move it to, I wonder if we can add the dates. I don't think we can, right? No, so we're going to move this to January 20th. And that is the time window that I will be trading. Window between election and inauguration. See if I can spell inauguration. I think that's right. So it's now November the 18th. Let's add November the 18th on here. So I want to make sure that, because this is not correlated. That move right here on the S&P 500 is not correlated to the dollar currency index. And I want to see what is the actual correlation here. Well, there is a, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. And what do we have here? 1, 2. So there is some instances where obviously it's always going to be this case. There's going to be some instances where a couple of days the correlation does not align. But we want to make sure that the overall structure is in alignment. And what I see here is obviously a move down from here to here. We have a down move on the dollar currency index, right? So we have a down move on the dollar currency index here. I can do it like this. And from that point, you see that the uptrend on the S&P 500 is starting a bit earlier, right? So you see right here, the S&P 500 is creating a low. So then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 days lagging, you know, lagging behind about 4 days here. It's and the same thing here, you know, got about 4 days here. So we have to be mindful of that the correlation could be breaking. I mean, this is just an idea, and the idea, it doesn't have to repeat itself again. So we have to be mindful of the fact that this correlation can break. But that's the overall idea. And I do feel like there is dollar strength coming in. We got a risk. You know, we have a very beautiful bounce here on the S&P 500. We have a, I mean, I would, you know what? I'm not trading the S&P 500 on with the fibers, but I would love to be able to do that. I'm just gonna look at the spread. It says right now that the spread is 74. This should be the spread on S&P 500, which obviously, if you look at this from a day trading perspective, that's quite huge, right? But if you zoom out and you look at the daily, it's not really a lot, right? But from a swing trading perspective, that type of spread is not really problematic. And I feel I need to put in a long here, because if you look at the daily, we do obviously have a beautiful. And by the way, guys, this RSS Slingshot indicator is available within the RSS exclusive membership, and I'm going to increase the prices from $49 to about $79 a month for the RSS exclusive, and you do have a deal in the description below for a 50% discount, so you'll be able to get this at a 50% discount, which means over 75% discount on the yearly deal. When I increase prices, which is going to happen in 2 weeks, you're able to lock this price in for the future for as long as your subscription is active. So make sure that you take note of that deal. The RSZ exclusive is not only the RSZ Slingshot indicator, it's also going to be rebranded and included in the new product, which is the private mentoring program. So you get the private mentoring, you get the indicator, you get my course on the RSZ method, you get the course on the RSZ Slingshot, and you get the future course on the RSZ reversal as well. So there's a lot of different products within the RSZ exclusive. Very valuable deal, and of course you have direct access to me as well. We can take a look at USD JPY, absolutely. But what I wanted to show you here is, first and foremost, the idea that the S&P 500 is coming down and hitting the 50% fib right here, and is reclaiming the 20 EMA on a daily. And what we have as well is, I like the fact that, you know, you have, if you look at the lower time frames right here, you also have a retest of the well, not really the 50 here, but I quite like this anyway, and I think that is a really good potential higher low right here. So I would definitely look at entering a position here. Now the question is, where would I have my stop loss if I'm going to enter here on the S&P 500? Because remember, I'm expecting the S&P 500 to bounce here, but I'm not so very sure that there's going to be a strong push to the upside on risk asset. I know the market is quite, you know, risk on right now with Trump coming into power, and people obviously love that, and the market loved that. Maybe not everyone loves him, but the market definitely likes him, as we see here. So, but then there's a lot of dollar strength coming in here. There's a lot of signs of dollar strength, and I'm going to be talking about that a bit later in the live stream as well. I will talk about the dollar strength that I believe is coming into the market. Okay, so I want to enter here, and from a technical perspective, this is, I believe, the FTA. The FTA is going to be somewhere around this area, right? That's going to be like the FTA. I think that would be a good area for a TP. But if you zoom out on the S&P 500 here, what do you see? Okay, this is the S&P 500. What do you see? Well, what we see here is just an uptrend, you know, that just keeps going. And what if you were able to get in here with a fairly tight stop loss, you know, get in here on the retest here, or the break of structure, whatever, or just get in here, you know, get in that area, put your stop loss here, and then you let it ride, just let it ride. That would have been, you would have been an insane amount of money. Like that would have been such a huge move. So imagine if the S&P 500 is going to continue to bounce, like maybe, you know, from this area, 79 days. And we look at how far are we away from inauguration. We are right now about 64 days, okay? So let's assume that we have a similar run that we have right here, and we got 64 days. Let's say 60. Okay, so here's inauguration. This is where I believe it's going to change. Let's go back to 2016. What happened in 16? Trump got elected. And what happened to the market? Well, it went absolutely insane, and it had a very, very nice move to the upside. Now, where are we? Well, I believe we're about here. So we had the first initial reaction to Trump getting elected. We have the pullback. We get a retest of that level. I believe that's the pullback we're seeing right now. We quite potentially could see a move up leading into inauguration. So I'm probably going to be holding this trade, right? I'm going to be holding this trade, and I'm going to be adding to this trade. Now, where do we want to have our stop loss? Well, we can see that in a raging bull market that we might be in now, who knows, we're not very often going down below the 20 EMA on the daily. We're not really having a lot of daily closes below the 20 EMA, and that's the blue line right here. So I want to kind of keep riding that blue line up, and we see that sometimes we have a move down to the 50 EMA. Like we can see, when we already had that, okay, we already had that around right before, you know, the days before the Trump election, right? So I believe we might already have that. So leading into inauguration here, we might perhaps see something like this, where we come up here and then, you know, down here, and maybe, you know, putting a top around this area. So let's put the Fibonacci extensions on here and see if it aligns with something. So we got the Fibonacci extension on here, and I believe maybe we'll put in a top, you know, here, because if you look at for example, this move, we had a rejection on the minus 0.236, pull back on the minus 0.236, and it's exactly where I have that line. Pull back. The next push up would be around the 0.382, but finally we did hit that minus 0.618. So my target for this move, I want to be on the minus 0.618, and I believe that we might come up and hit that minus 0.618 around the time of inauguration. So if that's going to be my TP all the way up here, TP should be at 34. And I want to enter here. And that's almost a 3R up to that level. And we need to make sure that we manage our stop loss according to what we believe will potentially happen in a strong bull market. In a strong bull market, we see this, where we have a big a trending market where the 20 EMA is used as support, and it breaks when the 50 EMA gets broken. Okay, so we can go back, we can look at past major bull runs. Well, actually here it did not break. It broke when the 100 EMA, which is the last one, but I think the 50 EMA is a good good benchmark here. But I want to, I'm going to assume that this is the retest of the 50 and we're not going to go much lower than the 50. So where do we have the daily 50 EMA? Waiting for the slingshot indicator to load. That's going to be around this area, which also puts us we probably want to have it like around here, which okay, 3.67. Should probably secure it up here, maybe take some profits here. Now the problem with this is that the reload zone comes in, obviously, as you can see, quite nicely in here. And it does seem rather likely. I mean, we do have the daily 50 here, so it does seem potentially rather likely that we'll see a test of those levels. So this will obviously have to be a position where I might actually, you know, add to the downside if we see. So I'm actually gonna put my stop loss below the reload zone if in case there's a nice retest of the 0.618 or the reload zone. And what I will do is I will enter this position with small risk, and then I will, if there's confirmation of a bounce lower inside the reload zone, I might just add to that position. So I'm going to be adding to the downside slightly. I'm going to be adding to the upside as well when there's confirmation and see bounces. So maybe tomorrow, if we have a nice daily candle and we're closing above here, then I'll add some to this position. If we come down and we form a nice bullish engulfing on the daily around that area, I will also add to this position. This is obviously a long-term position, meant to be held for several weeks, you know. So I'm adding everything into MetaTrader here. I'm just waiting a bit to that one, but I got the order wins for that one, and I'll be entering the orders for this trade in a bit, most likely. Okay, so let's take a look at the USD JPY. Okay, we're looking at the daily here. Very, very nice uptrend. Very, very nice uptrend. Now we can look at when you're adding the reload zone, you wanna look for the low of the current move, which is right here, and then the high. So those is gonna be your anchor points for the fib placements. It's gonna be from here to up here, right? So if we I'm gonna be entering that long on S&P 500. Right, I'm long S&P 500 million. Okay, this is a really good price action right here on USD JPY. Now, okay, so you're long from one. Let's put that on. I really appreciate you writing up the numbers here, because then I can just put it right into the long tool here. So 149.2. And guys, if you want me to look at any of your setups, just let me know. Let me know your entry price and everything. So see where's the actual stop. I have to read. We're long from all the way down here. Want to hold it to 159. Say 159. So first of all, that's a really good entry. It's a really good entry. You entered at the like at the confirmation of a new trend. Really good. And you want to exit up here. And yeah, I think this is a good area to exit. I think if we go to the weekly here and we put on like that weekly level right there, and then so stop loss was 148.8. What? 148.8? You mean you have a 20? So yeah, you're telling me you have a 24-hour position on? I mean, if you're up 14R now, I would just close this trade, honestly. Like, insane. But I would target I would target 157.6. So 157.6 I would target. But if you're up like 14, 15R, it depends on your risk, of course. But I mean, personally, I would probably just close the trade. But you're probably in with not a lot of risk. USD CHF, yeah, I'm gonna look at USD CHF as well, because I'm actually looking at long here. So as you guys know, I've entered this one last week, but I'm out of this one right now. I exited this one on Friday, so I'm out of all positions. Now I like the fact that it's holding the 20 EMA here on the 4 hour, and as you can see here, it's quite nicely holding the 20 EMA. But what I'm looking at is really, let's see, on the where's the moving average on the daily here, all the way down here. But what I'm really looking at is, I'm looking for a move down to the reload zone. Basically, we have brought down here. If we have a bounce on USD CHF down here, then I will be entering a long on USD CHF. What about gold? Gold had a nice bottom formation being put in here as well. Maybe this is the bottom for gold. I don't know. Probably not. GBPY, Euro, GBPY. Euro looks very weak. GBP USD looks very weak. So on Euro USD, I am waiting for... Yeah. So on Euro USD, I'm looking for a move lower. And that's also because I'm looking for a break higher on dollar currency index, and it looks like we're potentially getting that. So if the dollar currency index breaks out here, then we'll obviously see Euro USD move lower. And if Euro USD breaks lower, I'll be looking to put in extra, putting in a new short position on Euro USD. I'm gonna look at Euro CHF as well. I mean, Euro CHF looks quite weak, but I mean, at this support, this is, I feel like, an area where we could very well bounce. I'm just going to keep my eyes on Euro CHF. GBP USD looks very weak. Obviously, I kind of felt like I should have kept this position open a little bit longer. It's now within the mid zone of the reload zone. It's obviously a very good level for a bounce, but I still feel like there's a lot of weakness there. Wow, USD CAD is... that's a massive retest right there. Really do wish I got in on that one. That is quite obvious, but that's also, I believe that's the around the election, so obviously a lot of volatility right there. But then you had that breakout. Yeah, definitely missed a move here. Yeah, let's take a look at gold. So for gold, what we have here is, I'm just gonna create a map here, or a folder. I want to make sure I save this angle. I thought that was just such a beautiful example of a ascending triangle, and I want to make sure that I got that saved before we get gold here. Well, you know, gold has obviously hit a nice support here. It didn't hit that level perfectly, but it did front run that breakout level. And this is something that I've seen gold really likes to do. It likes to kind of front run the high time frame areas. But what I'm looking at now is this level. I would probably be looking at shorting gold somewhere around this level. So I'm thinking we're seeing this move and then back down here. That would also mean a very clean and clear, solid breakup structure on gold. So that's something I'm watching out for. Put a alert right there. The short up here on gold is definitely interesting. I got alerts here, and I'll also put an alert down here. What else? We got Euro AUD. So Euro AUD looks quite messy. From a technical viewpoint, I'm not really seeing... I mean, yeah, it looks quite messy, but there is a clear level here. And then we have, I believe, a fairly clean level up around this area. So there might be at least from a technical perspective, there might be a trade on a reclaim of this area for a move up here, because you can kind of see how it's, you know, it broke above this level and then it went straight up, and then when it broke below this level it went straight down. So there's definitely a lot of interest here and a lot of interest here. So but between these levels we might see a directional move, a trending move. So a break and retest of that level, yeah, that kind of makes sense, and we'll put an alert on there for making sure I got that covered if something happens. All right. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Wow, Bitcoin looks like it's above 91 again. Okay, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Okay, so Bitcoin did reclaim the range EQ here. Nicely riding the 20 EMA here within this range as well. So I think we are in an overall trending market, but we potentially we're forming a range here as well. But it's still a trending market, and I'm potentially also seeing on Bitcoin here. I'm potentially seeing a ascending triangle. But it's not really what we want to see in terms of ascending triangle, because usually when you have an ascending triangle, you want to have the entry being like up to the highs. So we're seeing similar characteristics to an ascending triangle, but we don't have that. We don't have that typical move that when you have the entry into the ascending triangle, you want to hit the highs. Go to if you go to gold here, we go back to gold, and I'll show you the one that I saved. Show you what I mean. Here, right? You have ascending triangle where the entry is to one side, and then it goes up, and it hits the low and the high of the first entry move, which if we go back to Bitcoin, that's not really what we're seeing here. But it's still important to note that we do have that trend line at the bottom. We are hitting that. It's a nice trend here. So now we're reclaiming the range EQ, and I think it's just a matter of time before Bitcoin breaks into new all-time highs here. It looks very, very bullish. Just a matter of time, in my opinion. So, and that's also one of the reasons why, you know, I am seeing some risk on moves here. I like what I'm seeing. The thing is, though, I believe that the dollar is very, very strong, and we're probably going to see. Okay, last thing before we wrap this up, I want to take a look at the commitment of traders reports. See what we have here. Pull up the window in just a minute. Here we have the commitment of traders report, and it get a new one this Friday. They're released every Friday, and it's based on the positions from Tuesday. Now, let me know if you have any questions on the commitment traders report. If you don't know what this is, let me know, and I will just explain briefly what it's about. So here we see the positions from last Tuesday. So the asset managers are heavily long, same as the dealers are heavily long as well. There's no real change in there. What I'm interested in, though, is Euro USD, because the last report we looked at was from, so the last report we looked at got released on Friday the 15th, and that was based on, no, actually the last report we looked at was released on Friday the 8th, and that was based on the reported positions on Tuesday the 5th. And on Tuesday the 5th, we had the election. So that showed us where people were positioned, or where the big institutions were positioned at the time of the election. And at that point, especially the asset managers were heavily long euro. They were heavily long euro. Now I'm hoping that the report that we have now that got out last Friday the 15th, based on the November the 12th positions, I'm hoping that they switched short. They're still heavily, they're still mostly long though, but the dealers are heavily short. We'll see here. Okay, that's interesting. I gotta dive into the numbers here and update you guys on that later. Okay, so just to give you guys a an overview. Just to give you guys an overview of what I am looking at now is I'm looking at potentially following up on adding to well, not adding to because I don't have any positions on this, but I'm looking to enter a short position on Euro USD because I do believe that the euro is weak and the dollar is strong. So as soon as we break this structure that we have right here, I want to look for shorts on the euro, and this is sort of the setup I'm looking for. But if we break down, we might want to look at something like this as well. And then I'm looking for USD CHF. As long as we perhaps break this structure to the upside and we have a breakout, I will add to this position. And if we come down here and form a bullish engulfing candle, whatever, I'll look to add to that position. And perhaps looking to short gold on a nice reaction up in that area. And I am currently long the S&P 500 for a swing trade to the upside. Okay, guys, that's it. Make sure that you follow the Telegram as well. I do have a link in the description of this video. All my analysis, all my trades, all the setups, they get posted in Telegram, then it gets forwarded to Discord. So if you only want my analysis, everything that I'm looking at here, and I will update you on a daily basis, if you're only looking for my analysis and you want a quick way to gain access to that, and you don't like Discord or you don't want to be part of the community, you know, Discord, we have a community, we discuss this idea together. But if you only want a streamlined way of seeing my analysis, then the Telegram channel is the best way to do that. And make sure you sign up to the event that is coming up in 1 week. So all you have to do is you go to rlztrading.com, sign up with your email, and you're in for the event. And I will send out an email to everyone that registered with links to that event. Okay, that's it, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow morning, same time. I will be trying to do live streams every morning this week. So next live stream is tomorrow, same time as this one. Take care, everyone, and thanks for joining.